as well in that first half. Daly Cherry Evans gets us underway, and it's Jared Hayne who waves away Chris Sando and says, I've got this one. He has to take it himself, and he'll play it inside his own 20. May as well test out that knee immediately, which is what he did. Justin Paul, a gain of about 10 as they move it down the middle of the field. They struggled to do that in the first month of the season, but they've come out firing tonight against this Sea Eagles side. And dare I say it, their forwards outplayed the Manly pack in that first 40 minutes. Here is Paul working it forward, stopped there by Nullaval. They'll have one more here from just inside their own territory. Keating goes across to Roberts, a switch back to Hayne. He kicks with no pressure on him. As a result, it's a high floating one, a difficult ball for Brett Stewart to handle. But as he always does, invariably coming down with it, he makes a nice catch and will play it just outside the Manly 20.
Well, he started the half with a run, and now he's kicked the football with that bad leg. So all good signs from Jared Hayne.
Reassuring for the Parramatta fans as they work it forward, Manly through to Fua. We'll play it for Ballon. Comes across. It's King who will get to his feet. Plays it almost back at the 40-metre line. Now Morrow going to Bura. Coming across. Was it Joseph Paulo who made an impact with Morgan underneath him? There was a chance there for a big shot, which is exactly what Paulo put on. Watch it again as he comes across. And he slammed Bura to the turf, and the ball came loose, and Parramatta get it in good field position. And Yella Lasalo is out there to begin this second half. And it's Nathan Hindmarsh whose place he's taken for the moment. Sando feeds it. Keating from the back of the scrum gives it off to Roberts. A little juggle there from Willie Tonga. And now Maddai. We heard a call of Maddai being offside. He likes to jam in and put a shot on. He was looking for one right there. But there was a call from the touch judge. Steve Maddai stares daggers at him.
Well, he realised what damage Tim Manor did in the first half. The man that had the ball in his hands, Maddai, from a long way out came in, but he was called offside very early in the piece. Chris Sando will be confused on what to do. Finally puts it out.
Parramatta tap it. Here is Justin Paul going towards Nullaval and also Bura. A chance for the Eels to open up a big advantage once again. Here is Manor. About 5 metres out when he'll play it. Good fast play the ball as well. It goes from Paulo across to Roberts. He grubbers. A chase for Blair. It's just a bit too big.
Yeah, just too much on the kick. The idea was right. He had the ball turning away from the Manly defence, aimed at just a yard too big. Chase Blair couldn't get there. Don't want to waste those opportunities again. If you're going to put a kick on early in the tackle count, you've got to make it count.
Now Bura works it away for Manly. He had 44% of the ball in the first half. And now Nullaval out the back for Cherry Evans. Flat pass. He put Watmo under pressure. Tonga had a real chance to get a result there for Parramatta. Now Farre turns it back on the inside. And it's Vic Morrow who will play it. About 5 into Eels territory. Ballon gives it to King. A chance to get back in behind the play the ball. Paulo was caught flat-footed on the line. And here they are just outside the 30. Cherry Evans kicking for the in-goal area. It bounces up for Hayne. He has to get to ground and does so with Dean Farre coming down on top of him. And Willie Tonga gets back there. Still can't believe that they had that moment in attack in the first half and a couple of metres out from the line had nobody at dummy half. Here is Sia. Keating comes across for Taniela Lasalo, who's been a fixture in this forward pack under the coaching of Stephen Kearney. Now Paul, and Manor pushing up with him. He's just inside the 30 on the last. They'll be kicking from deep inside their own territory here. Sando it is. He puts it down, finds the turf. It bounces straight to Tafua. He brings it back to Morgan. And also Kensio in a good position for Manly to start this set of 6 from.
That was a good defensive set from Manly. And he made it to the 30, the Eels. Brett Stewart, quick play the ball.
Keating had them flat-footed and goes a long way as well. He picks up 15 metres. He plays it just outside the Parramatta red stripe as Cherry Evans goes across to Watmo. A try scorer in the first half, just before the break, in fact, which closed the gap. Stewart, quick pass in behind Tafua. Did well, did George Tafua going back. The 20-year-old will play it here on the last as they work it away from a sideline. It means there's pressure on Kieran Foran. He got the kick away. Hayne taken there by Cherry Evans. 10 out from his own line. Roberts, a spread. A chance to go wider still. He throws a ball into touch. A mistake on the second tackle. And it gives Manly a great chance.
He loves throwing that spiral pass. The right to left. Willie Tonga couldn't reach it. There's no winger outside him.
Stay with us here. Let's bring it in. Arms around.
He's given Manly a perfect opportunity to reduce this 8-point deficit.
Certainly is his favourite play, the cutout ball. Ben Roberts, it hurts Parramatta for the moment. We'll see if it costs them points. Here's Foran to play it. Just outside the 10, Stewart comes across to Nick Skinner. He made his debut last week against the Dragons. He plays it for Ballon, 5 away. Cherry Evans showing it, nobody falling for a dummy. Hindmarsh is back out there. It was only a quick break. Barely 7 minutes, and a knockdown here by Lasalo will ensure Manly keep possession.
Just a couple of metres in from where they packed the last scrum. They'll fancy their chances here, Manly.
Wait for the go, guys. Okay, pack in tight. Wait till you hear out. Don't break early. Arms right around. Second
See if they've got a set play up their sleeve. Here is Cherry Evans. Looks towards Foran at first receiver. And that's where he goes. This time Foran back on the inside for Stewart. Good work defensively there by Paulo. Lasalo was there and so was Hayne. Slow play the ball. King takes them on. Just bumps it towards the line. Nothing doing for the captain and front rower. Comes to Foran. Out the back he goes. Stewart has to wait. A wide ball to Fua, who dives for the line. And he has a try for Manly, the first of his career. Didn't seem to be a lot happening as Manly came to the left-hand side and Stewart had to wait for the pass, but Ryan Morgan was on his bike and headed in field, and that opened up a huge space for Manly.
Well, Chris Sando couldn't cover them all. Kensio was left posted. The cutout ball works for Manly. It brought grief for Parramatta on the other side. Ben Roberts might be digging a hole in the in-goal area after he really gifted the Seagulls the points there.
They have so many issues on this right-hand side of the defensive line. Parramatta, Penrith carved them in this corner of the field last week. And a mistake by Roberts gives Manly the chance, and they take it with both hands gladly. And now Cherry Evans, a tough one here from the sideline, but he can get the Seagulls back within 2.
And you would just keep coming down this side of the field.
Absolutely.
Sides tend to go away from things that work. Manly made plenty of ground in that first half.
Cherry Evans, the kick is a beauty. Right over the black dot. 18-16 downstairs to Ben.
Well, I've been saying plenty about Jared Hayne across the coverage, but his opposite goes okay too, doesn't he? Brett Stewart. The lesson Jared Hayne could take from Brett Stewart and Billy Slater is that they keep themselves in the game. They keep themselves busy because they know the more touches they have, the more chance they are of doing something brilliant. We've already seen Brett Stewart score one try. Now we set one up. He's well and truly in the game, boys.
Yes, he is. Really gifted an opportunity there, which Stewart had to pass behind him, had to wait for it. There shouldn't have been anything happening, but Morgan and Sando were headed infield looking at the decoy runners, and Ken Seo was posted on his own. They need to do something in a hurry here, the Eels. And Manly will keep coming back at them on this near side of the field in the second half, as King will play it just outside the Sea Eagles 30. Ballon kicking out of dummy half. Doesn't do a lot of it, but chips in every now and again. And it's Chase Blair to bring it back. He runs towards Skinner. And the chase with Ballon doing it down the middle of the park was a good one. Hayne will play it. Comes from Keating away to Seo. Not for the young wingers tonight. Seo grabbing a try to Fua, who, as we said earlier, played his junior football for Wentworthville. Like so many Sea Eagles in recent times, made his way from Parramatta across to the northern beaches. As they go wide, here's Tonga with a bit of room to move. A chance to show off the footwork, but the pass goes to ground, and Jason King cleans it up for Manly.
Well, he just couldn't get high enough to throw the ball, Willie Tonga. He got it himself in between a couple of Manly players. They showed some great footwork, but the pass was really never on. Plenty of Manly players dropping back in cover there.
Here is Bureau down the short side for a settler within 42 of the Parramatta line. Maddai will double that up and go close to going into touch. Tafua got there to stop him. Oh, now there's a problem here for Steve Maddai, who has blood splattered everywhere. Is it Steve Maddai? Certainly has blood all over him.
Yeah, I think it's is it Ryan Morgan, who had a head clash with Mitchell Allgood.
Cut right on the edge, the inside of the right eyebrow there. Here he is, just a little bump of the head, and it split him quickly, didn't it? Steve Maddai ended up with blood everywhere.
There's the clash with Morgan and Allgood. So he's copped it twice, Ryan Morgan.
Parramatta trainer Craig Kendrick desperate to try and clean him up here. And the kick goes in the air. Back underway. Seo takes it just outside his own line. We'll play it there for Sando. A good kick by Manly for Parramatta to work it away from deep inside their own territory. Clinging to this 2-point lead at the moment. Lasalo going sideways, and they've used up 3 plays. Here's Hindmarsh, a little shift across to Roberts. They're up in his face quickly. He had to go to ground. They've used up 4, and they're just outside their 10. They need something right here. It's Allgood who puts his hand up. They'll be kicking from a long way inside their own territory here. It's Hayne. He was collected by Bureau when the kick went in. He got a good kick away, though. Plenty on it, despite the attention of Jamie Bureau, and Stewart has it on his own side of halfway.
Well, that's the second time in this second half that they've been able to jam Parramatta and keep them to inside their 30 for 5 tackles. Certainly a big difference between the two sides there.
Maddai will play it. 40 away from the Parramatta line. It goes across to Cherry Evans. Gives it to Watmo. Gets to the line, and he's taken down about 25 out from the Parramatta line. Here is Cherry Evans. comes back across. It's Skinner who will work it inside the 20. Ballon going back to the right-hand side. Cherry Evans, a kick taken there by Blair. They'll catch him in the in-goal area. Goal line dropout coming up, and Manly a chance to take the lead.
Well, not many sides do it better than Manly. Last week against the Dragons, they went down, but gee, they got into the grind with the Dragons and almost fought their way to victory. They've started this second half, the chase on the back of their kicks. They've forced Parramatta to kick from inside their 20 a couple of times, and now they get the repeat set. A nice kick from Cherry Evans.
Sando's goal line dropout goes down to be played off the boot by David Williams, who brings it back. And he'll be stopped about 35 away on the first tackle. 15 gone in this second half. And Manly 6 points closer than they were at the break. Ballon goes to Foran. Plenty of players in motion around him. Kite was going back on the angle. Stopped there by Hindmarsh. Ryan Morgan with a tape around the head a long way from his centre position, and Jamie Buhrer goes straight through it. It was Chris Sando playing one end from the wing. Buhrer went straight through him, and Manly have a lead.
Well, their ability to keep the pressure on the Eels. Kieran Foran to the line, sucks in two defenders. It was Taniela Lasalo coming out of the line. It was Joseph Paulo that came out of the line, left Chris Sando one-on-one with Jamie Buhrer, and he wasn't good enough to pull him down.
Jamie Buhrer gets his first four-pointer of 2012. And Manly, twice they've come to this edge in the second half, and twice they have tries and lots of finger pointing and some animated discussion behind the line from Parramatta, but they have massive issues on this right-hand side. Ryan Morgan, the right centre, made the previous tackle defending in the middle of the field. Chris Sando is suddenly playing one end from the wing up against the back rowers of Manly. He was no chance on the line there to make a tackle on Jamie Buhrer.
Not when they isolated him. Kieran Foran does it better than most, doesn't he? His ability to suck in.
Off the uprights, and it stays out.
The defenders there.
Jamie Buhrer. Manly lead by 2 with 17 gone in the second half. We go downstairs to Ben Ikin.
Well, he's not only tough, Kieran Foran, he's smart, isn't he? It's been a real tradesman-like performance from him tonight. He's kept himself in the game, hasn't tried to be brilliant, and like his side, they've just worn down the opposition until they've got the appropriate field position to really have a crack. Well, he got it there, and he made the best of it. What a champion young player.
Joseph Paulo made his way off the field after that try was scored. He was the man who came out of the line on Kieran Foran. There's a lack of communication as Manly make a mistake. Nick Skinner dropping the ball and giving the Eels a chance.
Just slightly coming away on the young forward's grasp. The boy from Wagga Wagga. Will give Parramatta a chance to hit back and once again assume the lead. It really has been all Manly as far as the scoring chances are concerned. Parramatta really only had the one set inside Manly's 20 in the second half off a penalty. They put an early kick in from Roberts for Blair, which didn't work out. They'll get a chance here at the back end of this set. Morgan it is who will play it just outside the 20. Lasalo takes it to the line there of King and also Kite. Here's Keating floating, linking up with Sando, looking for Roberts. It was a staccato play, wasn't it? Nobody on the right page with each other right there. Perhaps the defensive issues have affected their confidence in attack. Certainly was all right in the first half, their offense. Now Hindmarsh gets them going back in the right direction. 4 plays gone. They go back to the left-hand side. A ball at the line. And they'll play it about 5 metres out. Moi it was on the last. It comes back from Roberts. Here is Sando. Coming wider still for Hayne. He goes across to Morgan. Not much doing there, and a very meek end to the set of 6 from Parramatta.
No, it didn't start well and finished worse. No kick on the back of that set. Happy to run the ball, but really none of the inside runners did anything to shift the Manly defence. It was an easy mark there on Ryan Morgan.
Here is Kite. We'll work it across the 20-metre line. They'll play it here for Ballon. Now Bureau runs towards Morgan and Sando. They've got some help underneath from Casey Maguire, who is just on the field here for Stephen Kearney, going to his bench once again. An offload from Matai. 2 tries in this second half to the visitors. In this Men of League Heritage round, the 2 teams who played in the 82 and 83 grand finals. The Eels winning both of them, of course, as Cherry Evans' kick goes down in behind Ken Seo. He looks up and sees Kieran Foran leading the chase. He got past Foran. He took a bit of speed off the winger, and as a result, he was stopped there by Bureau and Tafua.
Let's just watch their first couple of tackles. This is where Manly have it all over the Eels, off the back of their kicking game. They give the Eels nothing.
Moi. And a bounce off the defence there of Watmo and also Kite. And now Keating goes himself from dummy half. Picked off there by Ballon and also Watmo. Now Roberts feigned a kick getting out of dummy half, and he went straight through them. Hayne back on the inside. What a piece of play. Jared Hayne scores for Parramatta, and the Eels again find themselves back in front.
Well, that'd make him feel better, Ben Roberts. A terrific piece of footwork. He was almost unstoppable in that first half. He was bouncing off tackles. He beat Cherry Evans there, and after the long ball that he threw, that really, well, the Seagulls obliged by scoring 2 tries after his long ball into touch. He makes up for it. Finds Jared Hayne on the inside. Gets the Eels back in front. He had some making up to do after that pass, but he's gone away to do it.
Yes, he has. Jared Hayne, a double, his second against the Seagulls in his career, and 22-20 the scoreline, with a kick to come from right in front for this man, Chris Sando. They had to find something in reply to the flow of points and the momentum which had gone all Manly's way in this second half. Possession had almost evened up, 50% each, after being very much in favour of Parramatta in that first 40. And we know the defence can't withstand long periods on its own line. But they hit back and hit back well. Good recovery by Ben Roberts. He puts Hayne in. 24-20 it is. We watch it again. It was nifty footwork, wasn't it, Ben, for Roberts to sneak in behind the line?
It was very good from Ben Roberts. You know, we've been getting stuck into the right side defence for the Parramatta Eels tonight, but Manly down that right edge haven't been much better. Daly, Cherry Evans and Dean Farray have had their issues. That's where I'd be going if I was the Eels, playing middle third, then going left with Jared Hayne. And I think they can have a bit of success there.
Well, it might be an issue for Farray, of course, who's played the last few weeks on the left-hand side, filling in for Matai. With no Jamie Lyon tonight, he's out there on the right-hand side, and perhaps that combination with Cherry Evans and also David Williams on his outside, not quite where Jeff Tuvey would like it to be. Here's Hindmarsh poking his nose through the line. Roberts again, kicking from inside the 40. Going early in the tackle count. Stewart, as a result, got to chase it back to his own goal line. He looks up, and and Hindmarsh and Lasala got to him. A real rib check. He bounces back to his feet, okay. What a hit by Hindy.
Well, hasn't that revved the boys up? The Eels off their line, Matai.
certainly got the crowd into it. They've got the lead. And the fans have found their voice. Here's Buhrer running to the veteran. Plays it for Ballon, who turns it back on the inside for Kite. And he'll play it here on the last, just on their own side of halfway. Goes back to Cherry Evans. His kick will find Jared Hayne, who plays it nicely off the body. Calm and composed, as he usually is. And he plays it on the first tackle just outside the Parramatta 30. CO now. Runs towards Ballon and Kite. Maguire working things from dummy half, going across to Tonga. Now Keating will assume the duties. He goes to Hindmarsh. He had just that 7-minute break to begin the second half, and he was out there very quickly. Here's Sando kicking into the back of Jamie Buhrer, and it might have been a close run thing for Nick Skinner to have been onside there, but it's play on is the call. They're going to say he wasn't in front of Buhrer when the ball ricocheted off the back rower, and Manly have it at the halfway line.
No, terrible kick there from Chris Sando. They needed better than that.
Foran to the line again. Lussick bouncing off Chris Sando, who goes to the legs, and Ryan Morgan helps take him to ground. Ballon down the short side. Here's Foran taking them on. Testing out the defence there of Casey Maguire. He made a good legs tackle. Last play at the 20. Cherry Evans will put it in the air. Some pressure here on Chase Blair, who goes up, makes a nice catch. And he's cut around the ankles by Brent Kite. Roberts from dummy half. Parramatta back to their 20. They've done better getting out of their own end in their last few possessions. And the early kick of the last set certainly didn't hurt them, rather. As Lasalo brings it back to the 40. They've done well once again here in this set. Roberts early in the count once again. Will kick it in behind Williams, the Wolfman, getting back and tracking it down at his own 10-metre line. Looks to bring it back to the middle to find a hole, but Hindmarsh is there again, and he closes the gap once again. What an effort. Williams knew there was a bit of space in the middle of the field, but Hindmarsh was desperate to get there. Just doesn't know when to say die. He's used up some gas. Now Buhrer getting out of dummy half, going back to Cherry Evans. Here's Kite. Manly have enjoyed these second phase situations. Good tackle there by Tonga on Nick Skinner. Cherry Evans, though, they were flat, and he took it to them, picked up about 15 metres. Now it goes across, and a chip in behind them by Kieran Foran. Might have copped a knock in the collision there after the kick, Kieran Foran. And Chase Blair it is, will play it here for Parramatta. Kieran Foran certainly is struggling at the moment as Jared Hayne works it back towards Foran's side of the field.
Well, he's coming from the field, Kieran Foran.
Immediately. It might be a cork to the thigh or perhaps on the hip. Maybe it's a hamstring strain, the way he was reaching at it then. It's
got to be a hamstring strain. For him to put his hand up straight away to signal to the bench immediately, and he's gone up the tunnel, Kieran Foran.
Now Sando from inside the 40, thinking 40-20. It bounces on Williams. A brilliant save for Manly. He had to get back there and keep it in play. It was going out. And now Stewart wears a shot from Willie Tonga.
And Chris Sando up there to chase his kick. That was a terrific one. Made up for the last one. And again, they've backed it up. Gee, they've fixed up this part of their game. The chase has been strong. The early tackles have made it tough for Manly, who are now going to have to do it without Kieran Foran, you'd think.
They can't take a trick at the moment, Manly, as far as injuries are concerned. Jamie Lyon out tonight with an elbow injury. Glenn Stewart, of course, still to return, and now another of the big guns, Kieran Foran, off with what looked to be a hamstring strain. They'll be hoping it's not a bad one. The kick from Cherry Evans from inside his own 40, down the middle of the park. It goes straight to Jared Hayne, who brings it back. Not a great chase from Manly. They might pay a price. He gets to wind up, eventually cut down there by Jason King. Now Seo. He takes it down. They lead by 4. They won't be thinking field goal here as we get towards the 10-minute remaining mark. They'll be looking for a big lead. 3 plays left in this set of 6. They go back to the left-hand side. Manor standing in the tackle, hoping to get an offload away. They wrap him up through Kite and also Watmo. Here's Roberts showing it inside, going to Hayne. Cut out ball across to Blair. He does a 360. A real pivot, and then he's chopped down there by David Williams, 5 metres away. Here's the last. Hayne, a chip, chasing through with Sando, taken dead by Jamie Buehrer. And in chasing through in the kick, Chris Sando almost collided head first with the upright.
Well, somehow Jared Hayne found some space and the ball was able to get to ground there, so they do get a result. When he first chipped that ball, here's Kieran Foran. Didn't seem to be, oh yeah, he just felt it then. His kicking leg. Immediately hand up. Para get the result. Cherry Evans gets us restarted.
Played off the boot by Ryan Morgan, who brings it back. Parramatta 10 minutes away perhaps from causing a big upset. I know there are players missing for Manly, but given Parramatta's start of the season, this is an upset in the making of some proportions. Here is Matua. He's 5 metres out from the Manly line. Keating waits at dummy half, and Sando's at first receiver. He steps off the left. Comes back towards Ryan Morgan. Nothing doing there. There are plenty of numbers for Manly, so he just dumps it off to Morgan and says, here, you take it forward, and we'll reset. They've got 2 plays left as Keating goes across to Hindmarsh. He'll work it towards the uprights, trying to get a ball away. There was trouble had he been able to. 5 metres out. He plays it for Keating. Here's Roberts chipping it back towards Jared Hayne in a contest. It went to Jason King. He's offside.
Jared, you keep it. You keep it. It's not Hayne into me first. It's not off you into your own player. You can check that.
Well, Brett Stewart claiming that it came off Jared Hayne. They'll kick for goal and make it 6 points, the Eels.
Here it is again as we take a look at Roberts chipping it back. Hayne was certainly onside. Does Hayne get a touch? I don't think he did.
I think he missed it. I think it hit the leg of Brett Stewart as he jumped. I think their hands missed it altogether.
Hayne was certainly up there contesting the ball, so I couldn't make a case that Stewart was taken off it illegally. It came off his leg straight to Jason King, who really had no option but to play at it. Chris Sando from beside the uprights.
I don't think it missed all hands, just came off Stewart. Jason King offside. They've upped their energy level, the Eels, after the Ben Roberts split. Giving it Jared Hayne, it did look like in the opening 15 minutes of this half that Manly would just grind the Eels into another loss. He's been able to spark something, Roberts.
Sando makes it 6 the difference. 26-20. With just on 7 minutes remaining here at Parramatta. You'd be thinking a short kickoff here, Ben Eichen for Cherry Evans. We'll wait and see if Parramatta are ready for it.
Well, what have they got? 7.5 minutes, and they need a try. They need 6 points. They want to try something. They're going to have to do it without Kieran Foran. It's that right hammy, you guys guessed correctly. I just went up to the sheds. He won't be returning, so it'll be interesting to see how long he ends up on the sidelines.
Well, they won't go short. In fact, they'll go long. And the kick goes down to Seo. See if they can force a mistake. Manly, as they usually do, will back their defence to limit Parramatta's metres right here. Maguire You'd imagine 7 remaining. Parramatta will play safety first football from their own end. Moy's always a good option. Turned underneath there by Roberts. He was almost through as Tonga is grabbed here by Watmo. 4 tackles gone. Keating feeds it back, and again they'll kick early. Hayne it is, puts that boot on it. That big right boot of his, and it bounces up at the 10-metre line of Manly for Tafua, who brings it back to be stopped there by Matua and also Morgan.
Oh, their chase has been enormous for the last 15 minutes. Oh, he's copped him high. Rennie Matua, Brett Stewart stepping into the tackle.
He just hung the arm out there, and Brett Stewart getting right on the bottom of the jaw. A little bit more force in that tackle than it first appeared. I think you'll see Rennie Matua placed on report here.
It's clear card, I can't bear.
I understand Brett Stewart laying there as he was, because those shots on the jaw really have the potential to knock a player out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was clean, wasn't it? First contact was the head. Manly want him to stay on and down some key men. This is a good start for them. Penalty.
Cherry Evans going for plenty of metres, does well on the kick for line. Stewart is okay and will continue on with 5.5 remaining. And it's Matai who takes it forward. There'll be no secrets about where Manly will be coming to. You can imagine they'll work it towards the uprights and split the field in 2, left to right, and they'll come back to the left. Lussick playing it. Cherry Evans for King, working it down within range of the Parramatta 20-metre line. They've used up 3 plays to get to this point. Here's Cherry Evans going across to Farah, who got away from Tonga, who was up in front of the line. Roberts made the stop though. Play number 5, Cherry Evans showing it. Here is King working it forward. They're fanned to the left-hand side. Stewart, 2 off the play the ball. They go back to the short side though. The pass goes into touch. It wasn't a great one behind Williams, and they don't come back out to test Parramatta's right edge defence.
Well, that's what sides do. They forget what works. They go away from what works. They went down the left twice in that set. The last time resulting in that. We've got Ryan Morgan and Chris Sando, Ken Seo out here wondering when they're coming and what they're going to do when they do come.
And they'll be doing handstands. They didn't have to defend a tackle on their side of the field in that set of 6. Surprising from the Sea Eagles. Here's Manna. He'll play it just outside the Eels 20. Hindmarsh. 28 tackles, 12 carries of the ball here tonight. Couple of huge tackles off kick chases in this second half. Matua fighting for every inch. They go across to Roberts. Well, he was thinking about a kick, and he went to Moy instead. Still running. Fui goes to Stewart and Williams. And he'll play it 15 metres out. Here's the last. Sando, a chance at field goal, and he kicked it. Chrissy Sando makes it a 7-point game, and the Eels are close now.
What a run by Fui, and what a sight in the backfield. Went to kick the ball, Ben Roberts, and didn't want to hold it up any longer. He bursts out of a couple of tackles through Cherry Evans. It takes the back 2 to stop him, and then with all the time in the world, Chris Sando slots the 1-pointer. Here's the short kickoff.
It went to Matua, no result for Manly. And if Parramatta can get through this set of 6, knowing that Manly have to score twice, The game will be theirs. Roberts, they might end it right here. Comes to Stewart. Cut down just outside the 20. The Eels full of running. Keating goes to Sando. He lobs a pass to Hayne. He puts a kick in. Chasing through. It sits up. Tafur under pressure. He grounds it. And that should be enough for Parramatta here tonight.
Well, if it wasn't going to be points, that is the next best result. Jared Hayne able to get it into the in-goal area, or certainly have George Tafua going backwards. There's the field goal from Chris Sando that puts it out to 7 points. And another very good set from Parramatta. Ben Roberts, well, hasn't he been a handful with the ball in his hands? He might have made some mistakes. The short drop out hasn't worked. And that will be it for the Eels.
Now the celebrations have begun at Parramatta Stadium. And why wouldn't they? Last week they were throwing money at the players in disgust of what they showed against Penrith. The fireworks have already gone off. And tonight they might be throwing money on the field for a different reason, because they might think the players are worthy of a pay rise on what they've showed here tonight. You wondered when it was going to come after the first month, and Parramatta are on the board for 2012.
No wonder they look a happy bunch. I can't remember a side that has been under so much pressure than the Eels. Ben Roberts, well, only one blemish to his game. That almost cost the Eels the game. But his footwork and his running of the football tonight.
He really has caused some problems for the Manly defence. Chris Sando with the 2. It's 29-20. And the Seagulls will be in no hurry to come back for the restart here. Parramatta had won just 15 of their previous 18. The 2 wins and a draw in that sequence. Their worst stretch of results since 95 and 96, and they lost 19 out of 21 in a sequence over the course of those 2 seasons. And they've broken their duck in 2012 here tonight. What a win! Parramatta, they do matter. In 2012, 29-20, they've beaten the Seagulls.
Well, they came out of the blocks tonight. They got an early try. They led 18-10 at half-time, but there were some worrying signs as the Eagles scored the opening 2 to grab the lead. But a couple of magic pieces of play. Ben Roberts involved in a few of them. His footwork, his ability to beat defenders tonight was a treat to watch. Some of the work from the forwards, charges from Mana and Moi Moi, the defence from Hindmarsh in the second half. It was what they were looking for.
And say that again. A remarkable performance off the back of what happened here last week. Last week they booed them from the field. Tonight they will cheer them. Hardly a Parramatta fan has left this stadium. After such a lean streak, they wanted to soak up every moment of this win against one of the arch rivals as well. There's always a bit of feeling between these 2 clubs. It's the blue and gold to have prevailed here tonight. And it's time to hear from a couple of the stars right now. Let's go downstairs to Ben.
Yeah, I'm here with Parramatta's winningest fullback of this fine Saturday evening. Well, you're back to putting smiles on faces, Jared.
Yeah, it's been a long couple of weeks and a hard couple of weeks. So yeah, it's a big sign of relief tonight and to get the 2 points. And what about the fans? Seriously, 4 losses in a row.